Kankaria and I'm a student of third year engineering physics IIT Roorkee. On account of my assignment of subject PHN 314 microprocessors, I'll be talking about how Intel enhanced its 8085 microprocessor and developed 8086, which also resulted in one of the best commercially successful microprocessor and developed an 8x86 architecture. So, what are the features of 8086 Intel processor? So it's a 16-bit microprocessor, whereas compared to the 8-bit microprocessor of 8085. And the sole reason of this is the data bus of the different microprocessors which they have. So the 8-bit data bus in microprocessor 8085, whereas 16-bit data bus occurs in 8086. One of the interesting feature is that 8086 does not have a RAM or ROM. So account of that, instead it has internal registers for storing intermediate and final results and interfaces with memory located out throughout the system buses. So in case of 8086, it is a 16-bit integer processor with a 40-pin dual inline packaged IC or integrated circuit. Okay. So the size of the registers or which are present inside the chip of the 8086 indicates how much the information or the processor can operate at a time. Okay. And how it is able to move its data internally around the chip. So sometimes also it is referred as the internal data bus. Okay. So how is the memory segmented in 8086? Okay. So talking about 8086, as we know, it's a 16-bit microprocessor. So the memory it has is about 1 MB. Okay. Whereas it was 64 KB as we all know in 8085. So to increase the execution speed or about the fetching speed, which we call in 8086, it segments the memory. So it's a 20-bit. It has a 20-bit address bus. Okay. Of the 1 MB memory, of which it only uses about 4 of 64 KB segments within the whole 1 MB memory. Okay. So 8086 basically provides the programmer with 14 internal registers and 16 bits. Okay. So all the 14 internal registers account each of about 16 bits. So the internal architecture of Intel 8086 is basically divided into two broad units. One is BIU, the bus interface unit, and the second one is EU, the execution units. So what are the components of BIU, EU, the both of the both the components, and how it functions? So forward we'll be talking about all these things. Okay. So BIU, the bus interface unit. Okay. It provides the interface of 8086 to external memory or input-output devices of the system via the system bus. Okay. So it performs various machine cycles such as memory read, input output read, or to transfer basically the function is to transfer the data between memory and input output devices. Okay, the external memory and input output devices. So BIU performs the following functions in the microprocessor 8086. It generates the 20-bit physical address for memory access. Okay. It fetches instructions from the memory, as we already talked about the main function of it. It transfers data to the memory and input output system, and it also maintains a 6-byte prefetch instruction queue, which is also known as supporting pipelining. So supporting pipelining. Okay, so what is pipelining? So pipelining is a technique where multiple instructions are overlapped during execution. So when an instruction is fetched on a microprocessor and it is executed, and at the same time another instruction is executed, so the overlapping of the execution of the multiple instructions is basically known as is a technique which we call as pipelining. So pipelining also allows storing and executing instructions in an orderly process. Okay. So BIU mostly contains of about 4 segment registers, the instruction pointer IP. So IP and CS we'll talk about it. IP, a prefetch queue which I already talked, which supports pipelining, and an address generation circuit. Okay. So going forward, what is IP? Instruction pointer. Okay. So it is a 16-bit register in 8086 which holds the offset of the next instruction in the code segment. Okay, code segment is CS. So IP is incremented after each instruction byte is fetched. So as soon as we fetch an instruction byte, the IP in the the instruction pointer is incremented, okay, after each instruction, and it gets a new value when a branch instruction occurs. Okay, so CS, which is the code segment, is multiplied by 1 naught h to give the 20-bit physical address of the code segment. Okay, so when we multiply the CS with 1 naught h and add the IP to it, okay, the IP address plus the CS address time 1 naught h, we get the address of the next instruction. Cool. Okay, so code segment. Okay, CS is a 16-bit register. Well as we know, the IP is a 16-bit register. CS is also a 16-bit register containing the address of the 64 KB segment with processor instructions. The processor uses the CS segment for all access of the instructions referenced by the IP register. Okay, so the point is we cannot change the CS directly. Okay, the CS register is automatically upgraded and updated during the instructions like far jump, far return, far call, and all those instructions. So we cannot manually update the CS instruction. Okay, and what about IP? So IP is, we know, 16-bit register, and it means we have only 64 KB instructions, and which wasn't even much in the 80s. So in today's world, what do is we can combine two 16-bit registers, like if you say CS and IP. So it will, as a combination, make a 32-bit register, and which will basically prototype the 2 to the power 32 times of memory, which is basically the 4G in today's time. Okay, so it's the 4G which we know in the today's world, and 8086 was using 20 bit of address at that time. So you could only access about 1 M of memory or 1 mega memory of it. Okay, so what are the different 4 segments registers which we talk about in the IP in the BIU? Okay, bus instruction. Okay. So code segment register is one of a type. So CS basically holds the base for the code segment, and which is also a function of each of the registers coming about, and all the programs are stored in the code segment and accessed via IP, instruction pointer. Data segment register is basically DS, holds the base segment for the data system or data segment. Similarly, stack segment register, SS, holds the base of the stack segment, and extra segment register, ES, holds the base address for the extra segment. And now coming about the another topic, it is address generation circuit. So it is basically a component of the BIU, and what it does is the BIU has a physical address generation circuit. So the measurement of physical address depends on the offset address and the segment which it is using, which is basically a 20-bit physical address system. So the formula for physical address generation is segment address times 1 naught h plus offset address, which results in the generation of the physical address, and which is the basic functioning of address generation circuit. So we'll talk about now in 6-byte prefetch queue. Okay, so as we know about queue, it has a functionality and it has a processor of first in first out. Okay, so fetching the instruction by BIU or CS while executing the current instruction is called pipelining, as we already talked about, and it gets flushed whenever branch instruction occurs. Okay, the execution unit. Now talking about the second part of the component of 8086, we'll talk about EU. Okay, so we have talked about BIU and now we'll talk about EU. So what is the execution unit? The main component of EU are general purpose registers, the ALU, special purpose registers, instruction register, and instruction decoder, or the flag या status register. Okay, so fetches instruction from the queue in BIU, it decodes and executes arithmetic and logic operations in the ALU, sends control signals for internal data transfer operation within the microprocessor, and it also sends requests to the BIU to access the external module, and EU also operates with respect to the T states, the clock cycles which we have studied in 8085, and not machine cycles. Okay, so 8086 basically has a 16-bit general purpose registers which we know as AX, BX, CX, and DX. Okay, so these registers store intermediate values during execution. each of these has each of these has two of 8-bit parts, higher and lower. Okay, so basically 16-bit is divided into higher 8-bit and the lower 8-bit. Okay, so what is a AX register functioning? So it holds operands and results during multiplication and division operators. Okay, also an accumulator during the other string operations. What is a BX register? It holds the memory address. Okay, the offset address which I talked about in indirect addressing modes. Okay, so CX register it holds the count for instructions, like when we apply loop, or when we do a function to rotate, shift, or other string operations. And what is a DX register? DX is used with AX. Okay, so DX is always used with AX and to hold a 32-bit during multiplication division, because DX and AX will make a 32-bit register and it can hold the values during multiplication and division. Okay, so what is arithmetic logic unit or a 16-bit? Okay, so performs 8-bit and 16-bit arithmetic and logic operations. So what are special purpose registers? So these are the 16-bit registers which are classified among stack pointer, base pointer, source index and destination index. Okay, so stack pointer is this register points to the top of the stack. So as we know, stack is a collection of different memory units. So the top of the stack is pointed in the stack pointer register. Okay, the stack is the stack segment, and which is used during the instructions, like if you want to push or if you want to pop out the value during the functioning. So in that case we use stack pointer. Base pointer, BP, so we call it a BP, which can officially hold offset address of any location in the given segment or given stack segment. It is used to access random location of the stack. Source index, okay, source index, it holds offset address during, like in the data segment during string operations. Okay, and destination index, it holds an offset address in the extra segment during string operation. Okay, so what is instruction register and instruction decoder? Okay, so EU fetches an opcode from the queue into the instruction register. Okay, the instruction decoder decodes it. Okay, the instructions decoder, as it's arrives with the data, it decodes it and sends the information to the control circuit for execution. Okay, so what is the purpose of the flags or status registers in between? So basically EU has 9 flags that help or change to recognize the state of the microprocessor. So first we'll talk about the 6 basic flags, which were carry flag. These all we studied in 8085 as well. So these are the carry flag, parity flag, auxiliary carry flag, zero flag, sign flag, or overflow flag. So the signs of these are CF, PF, AF, Z, S and O. Okay, and the status flags, which are updated after every arithmetic and logic operations. Okay, so they are 3 control flags: trap flag, interrupt flag and direction flag. Okay, so these flags can be set or reset during the control instructions. Okay, so the control flags are basically can be resetted and during the using of control instructions, like CLC, STC, CLD, etc. And control flags are used to control certain operations. Okay, thank you.